Good evening, Brian. It's Thursday, and that means it's time for a Thursday Top 5. So I was trying hard to think about ideas for a Thursday Top 5 for this week, and I actually came upon one that I think is very fitting. As you know, as we've talked about, we have recently hit about a year of vlogging, and so I figured that I would talk about the top 5 favorite things I've liked about the vlogging project so far. These aren't necessarily in any particular order, but they're 5 things that have really stand out to me as some of the great things that have come of this project. The first one I want to talk about is that because I've been recording a vlog, I noticed that I tend to think of things a little bit more creatively. Now, that's not to say that I think that I have done some really, really creative vlogs, but just because of that, there's a little bit in my head that's like, oh, will this make a good vlog? Oh, should I get footage of that thing? And it doesn't come out too often in my vlogs. Often I record footage of something and then don't end up using it because it ends up not being very good. But for example, when it was raining a few weeks ago and I recorded the vlog where it was just footage of the puddle and I was talking over it, I think that was pretty neat. And things like that, I never used to try and think of neat ways to do things or try and think of like, oh, that'd be a cool angle or a cool image. And I'm not a very visually creative person, but I have started to do a little bit of that because of the vlog, and I think that's really cool. The next thing I want to talk about is that I like to talk about things, and sometimes getting to talk about things sort of helps you figure out how you feel about them and solidifies your feelings and just makes it a little bit more clear to you. And so having this vlog, having this be an outlet where I can sort of take the internal things that I have that are sort of emotions and feelings and thoughts and actually elaborate them and explain them and put them out into words is kind of helpful sometimes for sort of like processing. It's almost like a journal, that kind of thing. The next thing is that I think that, well, again, I'm not saying that my vlogs are very good, because they're not. But it is sort of a new skill that we have both been developing over the last year. There's varying levels of editing that happen in our vlogs over time, but still, in general, I probably could say safely that I am a slightly better video and audio editor than I would have been a year ago. And again, it's not that I think that our vlogs are the best, most highly produced, wonderful things in the world, nor is it that I had spent a lot of time doing it and that I think I'm very good at it, but because I've had to do it a few times, I know more about it. I know what the process looks like. I know the tools like iMovie sort of look like and how that conceptually works. And I've just got, a very basic but existent foundation of sort of that editing skill, and that's kind of neat. Also, it's nice to have this vlog over the last year because it sort of stands as a record of the changes and the life things that have happened in the last year. I can go back and see, oh, that's what my hair looked like when it was longer. That's what my beard looked like when it was shorter. I can see those things, but I can also sort of see how I felt about certain things. I can see the way I feel around Christmas time and how Lulu's birthday was last year. And it's really nice to have that sort of record, that preservation of, it is a snapshot of 3 times a week of how I felt and what I was doing and what I was thinking, what I was talking about, and how I've changed over the last year and how you've changed over the last year. And that's just really, really neat to have. And I'm really, really glad that I have that now, not only because of the vlogging project that led to it, but just because that's kind of cool. And the last thing I want to talk about is probably the actual most important and coolest thing, is that I feel like we're a lot closer than we were a year ago when we started this. I've gotten to know you better. I feel like we are more friends than we were before, and it's just really exciting. I feel like, I know more about you and you know more about me, and we've developed a relationship over the course of this vlogging project that we didn't have before, and I think that's really, really cool. So I hope you like this vlog, Brian, and I look forward to seeing your video on Friday. Have a good night.